Once you select the correct material for your design, steel or aluminum, it's time to decide how you want to finish it. The most noticeable difference between mill steel and mill aluminum over time is that mill aluminum will not rust. Steel will rust and typically is not an acceptable finish. For exterior sun control, if steel is to be used, it requires a finish. In mill form, steel is a dark gray to orange color, and aluminum has a shiny to dull metallic finish. In many cases, especially when designing awnings with fabric or standing seam covers, where the awning material itself covers a majority of the framework, mill-finished aluminum can oftentimes be an acceptable value engineering option while still maintaining design intent. If you're working with steel, it needs to be galvanized. Galvanizing has been around for about 150 years. If you've never observed this process, I encourage you to take a free virtual tour of a galvanizing facility via everyone's favorite online university, YouTube. It's a multi-step process. The steel surface is prepped for drainage, then degreased with chemicals and rinsed with water. Zinc will not react with unclean steel. After the steel is cleaned, it's pickled in a solution of hydrochloric or sulfuric acid to remove oxides and mill scale and re-rinsed. The next step is fluxing. The steel is dipped in the flux to clean off the oxidation that has developed since the pickling and to protect against further oxidation before entering the galvanizing kettle. Next, the steel is finally ready to be dipped into a molten zinc bath of around 830 degrees Fahrenheit. The steel remains in the bath until the steel itself reaches the bath temp. The process is labor-intensive as the excessive galvanized spikes or drips must be sanded off of the steel in a uniformed layer of protection. The corrosion protection offered by galvanizing is directly linear to the thickness of the coating. The trellis image shown on this slide has a galvanized finish. Here, you can see the patina of the galvanize and also the cold zinc spray that was applied where the galvanize was burned off during the process of welding in the field. Eventually, this structure will show signs of rust, and that rust will drip onto the finished surface below. This trellis system could have been fabricated out of mill-finished aluminum, and rusting would not have been a concern. Here is another close-up image of that same trellis system. If your plans call for a finish, there are several finish options available. The first one we will discuss is painting. While the full Pantone Matching System, or PMS, color chart is available for painting both steel and aluminum, an acid etch primer is required prior to painting aluminum, and for best results, painting should happen in a controlled environment. You have a full range of PMS colors available, which is approximately 1,200 colors. The most common finish we are asked to provide is powder coat. It provides a consistent finish and can meet all of your AAMA 2603, 4, or 5 standards. There are approximately 200 standard colors to select from, and more times than not, we can find a standard RAL color to match a PMS color. There are a couple of steps involved in powder coating. The materials are washed to remove dust and debris. After the material is dry, an electronic charged powder is sprayed onto the material and then baked in an oven at 450 degrees for approximately an hour. During the baking process, the molecules cross-link, providing a strong and durable finish. Once cool enough to handle, the product is complete. Custom options include translucent, textured, and wood grain finishes. Powder coating is considered a green coating and is free of VOCs. Exposure to VOCs can result in eye, nose, and throat irritation. They can damage liver, kidney, and central nervous systems. VOCs have been linked to cancer in some animals. Some are suspected or known to cause cancer in humans. Custom powder coat colors are also available. Custom colors typically add 4 to 6 weeks of lead time for custom mixing and color approvals by contractor, architect, and owner. If you specify a paint color from a Sherwin-Williams manufacturer or similar, we will try to closely match in an RAL and send you a color chip for approval. Our experience is that most paint colors can be closely matched to RAL colors. Whenever possible, our intent is to help you stay within the standard color range. This is an image of our standard powder coat color chart. This covers the majority of the color requests we receive and cross-references easily to the most commonly used sheet metal colors. If you are seeking a color not represented on this chart, please contact our team to see if it falls within the standard color line. This image is an example of an aluminum canopy system with a powder coat finish installed on a multifamily project. Here is another image of an aluminum canopy system on a Kroger store with exterior mounted wall brackets and a custom fabricated downspout that notches over a cast stone detail and drains to the finish grade. In this image, you will see that the overhead support brackets are installed behind the rough, uneven stone veneer. Here is another example of an aluminum canopy with overhead support brackets installed behind the masonry wall. In this image, scuppers are placed at the leading edge of the canopy for water to discharge through. The standard gloss level for powder coat finish is 80%. If you would like a high gloss finish similar to this canopy, where you can see the reflection of the tree in the canopy fascia, you need only to specify as such. Matte finishes are also available. Earlier in the program, we spoke about our passion for being solution-minded and developing partnerships with architects. While you may not work on Applebee's projects, this story may ring true for you as well. Several years ago, Applebee's went through a major remodel and rebranding, where they replaced their striped fabric awnings with a smooth aluminum panel awning. Upon completion of the first remodel, we met with the owner to get feedback on the finished product. We were surprised to hear that he was not happy. Our team pressed further to learn more. He was dissatisfied with the color of the red panel because it had turned orange when the light was applied, and there were areas of the panel that were not well enough lit. While we could have simply held a position that we provided exactly what his architect specified, we decided to take it a bit further. Our team flew to Kansas City to meet with the architect and work on finding the correct color of red for the panel so that the color did not change when flooded with light. We also sourced and tested many different lighting options and found a light with a broad enough beam spread so that the panel would be well lit. The owner and architect were pleased with the end result, and we went on to successfully complete 30 remodels on a 48-hour remodel schedule with this client, never missing a deadline. Each of these units arrived to the job site pre-assembled, pre-wired, and ready for install. I share this story with you because if you're working on a project that is innovative or unique, we are the kind of team that will work with you in the early phases of a project to make sure your client receives precisely what they want. Powder coating can take on a unique look. This client wanted a trellis that looked like wood logs, but no wood was permitted on the building exterior. These will have a beautiful finish for years to come, with no risk of warping or splintering like actual wood might do. Wood grain powder coating starts off like the regular powder coat process. After a base layer of color is applied, the material is inserted into a sleeve with an inkjet print on the inside of the sleeve. The sleeve is suctioned around the material and baked. During the baking process, the print on the inside of the sleeve is infused into the base coat. After the sleeve is removed, you have a neatly finished wood grain product. The next finish option we will cover is anodize. Did you know that the hardness and strength of anodize is comparable to that of a sapphire? Anodizing provides excellent wear and abrasion resistance with minimal maintenance. We consider it a lifetime finish because it is not a coating, it's a chemical change that happens to the aluminum. To achieve bronze and black tones, anodized aluminum is immersed in an optional coloring tank. The amount of time in the bath determines the final depth of color achieved. If you would like for your canopy or sunshade to be custom matched to a storefront system, there should be no additional charge for that. You should simply be able to send a piece of mullion from the field to the subcontractor for matching. Did you know that Apple uses anodized aluminum in their watches and phones for its strong, lightweight properties? Anodized is available in Class 1 and 2. Class 1 is considered a high performance, and Class 2 a commercial grade. I should remind you that bending and forming of anodized aluminum can cause the anodized film to craze. Crazing is a series of small cracks in the finish. Because of this, it is recommended that all forming and bending occur prior to the anodized process. Anodizing should not be welded, as welding will burn off the anodized finish. Additionally, anodizing material after welding has occurred will result in an inconsistent finish. We recommend that anodized materials be mechanically fastened. Special care should be taken when handling anodized material, as scratching of the finish can occur and anodized may not be touched up in the field. Here are some examples of anodized products we have fabricated and installed. The sunshade in this image has a 7-foot projection with airfoil infill and a round tube fascia. The sunshade is attaching to a steel tube, and that is how a 7-foot projection is achieved without overhead supports or braces below. This is an image of an anodized sunshade system with a mitered corner. I share this image to illustrate that oftentimes it can be more economical for a sunshade to oversail a window system rather than integrate into it. When you break up these two scopes, you allow for more glass and sunshade suppliers to bid. This creates the potential to drive down pricing on both scopes. ACM fascia can be costly. Here, we use anodized aluminum sheet, typically an 080 thickness, to achieve fascia that looks like ACM. We are experienced in coordinating with electricians and sign contractors to ensure that the canopy provides all of the necessary structure for others to attach to. We provide cost-saving VE options with our proposal if we believe that we can maintain a design intent while also reducing costs. This is an example of changing from a 24-inch C fascia to a 21-inch C fascia to reduce the material waste, therefore reducing cost. The total savings on this project was approximately $7,000. This is an example of an anodized walkway system that drains to the grade. Because of the anodized finish, this system is mechanically fastened. No welding occurred in the fabrication of this walkway. These are custom fabricated anodized aluminum sunshades with decorative stainless steel cables. You can see the shadowing of the cables on the elevation of the building. Here's a close-up image of an Atlas canopy with MBCI silver metallic flush soffits and an anodized fascia with scuppers for water discharge at the leading edge of the canopy. You may be wondering why we do not typically use anodized aluminum sheet for soffits. It all comes down to dollars. The cost of anodized aluminum sheet is 4 times that of sheet metal, so while it is possible to use anodized sheet for soffit and fascia, it is usually cost prohibitive. The final finish we will be discussing today is KYNAR. A KYNAR finish can meet an AAMA 2605 standard and also be issued with a 20-year warranty against fading. There should be no additional cost for this warranty, only paperwork that needs to be completed by the subcontractor. KYNAR has a high UV resistance, but poor impact resistance. For example, you might consider specifying KYNAR finish on sunshades, but not on handrails or canopy posts. For high-impact areas, you would want to consider a different finish, such as a super durable powder coat finish, which would be both superior and a more economical choice. These images are sample KYNAR color charts of standard barrage sheet metal colors and Fluoripon metallic colors. There are projects that showcase our passion for being a solution provider. Mercer Crossing is one of those projects. Our team worked tirelessly with the architect and developer to make small changes that maintained design intent, upgraded the finish by sourcing materials that were pre-coated at the mill, and brought approximately $60,000 in owner savings to the $500,000 project. This system is fully mechanically fastened, no welding occurred. The end result is a turnkey trellis design with a 20-year finish warranty and a very happy client. This sunshade trellis system is also KYNAR coated, but this system was fully welded, not mechanically fastened. The sunshade was fabricated in our shop and then sent to an outside KYNAR coater for finishing. While both clients received the same 20-year warranty for their trellis systems, this project did not allow for the same cost savings as the previous example. The decorative radius braces were fabricated in our shop and KYNAR coated with a deeper color to match the window mullions and be complementary to the trellis system. All of the fasteners in this system are concealed. This image is an example of a stretch-formed, radiused aluminum canopy system with a KYNAR finish and attachments to multiple wall conditions.